Okay. This so far. Okay. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. This so far. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. Okay, yeah, this so far. Ain't got time for the smoke. Set it on fire. Young king on the rise. Do it for the family.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Yankees today dropped this one.
Under my umbrella. Hey.
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, they dropped this one under good old Booney's umbrella. Yankees lose it by 1. Only one big swing today from the Yankees. That was a 2-run home run by Jazz. And other than that, not much in this game. A real boring one today. What are you going to do?
I mean, a lot of folks probably expected after last night they're going to come in and be a little lethargic, be a little sluggish, a little hungover, but that first inning was really the difference. I mean, if you think about the Dominguez drop out there in left center, the bunt to Schmidt that he kind of bobbled there, that inning was pretty much game, considering the fact that the Yankees didn't score anything other than what Jazz did. So those 3 runs were enough. But yeah, that was about it.
That was it. It's not really, it's crazy because it's not like too much you could really sum up in today's game.
Right.
There was a couple of interesting moments, I would say. Clark goes 5 innings. He gives up 3 runs, one of those being earned. Like you said, that first inning really wasn't his fault. There was a lot you could pin on that one and go, come on, man. Like, you make some of those plays. It's a much different looking game potentially. But I think Clark looked good. I think he looked solid. The Yankees bullpen looked good. Cousins did leave with a tight pec. So hopefully that's nothing that is going to linger too long. Clay Holmes got a little bit of help. But I think he looked all right today. Aaron Boone and the Yankees are obviously trying to figure out a role for this guy to be in the postseason. They kind of said it again that he's got to be a significant piece of their bullpen in the postseason, and he didn't even commit to Luke Weaver being the closer. He's kind of, and that's kind of what Boone and this team does. They just like to bullshit around and go from there. But overall, just a boring game today. I definitely wanted to get your opinion on the pitching, but I do want to ask you about the move to end the game and the Yankees pinching Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, I mean they knew what's that dude's face? Munoz, the closer for the. They know Munoz is tough on righties. I mean, the dude throws a hundo with a filthy kind of slider on slide. He's got the slider, and Volpe couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat right now. So get as many lefties up there as you can. Stack them late, down 1. I mean, maybe somebody runs into something. But I mean, come on. Thank God Volpe can feel the ground ball, because the guy cannot hit baseballs right now for shit.
Not at all.
It's tough to watch, man. And early on, I mean, I was kind of talking some mess about Volpe on social media a couple months ago, and it was almost taboo to say anything wrong about Volpe because he's got the smile and he's young and he's a rookie and he's the kid from Jersey and he's the Italian, blah, 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 chicken parm. None of that matters to me at all. I want the guy to perform. At the end of the day, if he was hyped as a shortstop who could hit, and he hasn't hit. So it's been pretty frustrating to watch him be pretty much overmatched at the plate for pretty much since June, really. If you look at his season splits, April and May, he started out pretty good. After that, hasn't been great. So definitely concerning. I don't really mind Oswaldo at shortstop at all. If you look at the numbers on Fangraphs, his DRS is I think 1, and he's -1 or 0 for his outs above average. So he's about average. I mean, if the guy can make the plays that are hit right at him, if he can make you don't got to do all the sexy stuff, but if I want a guy who can, I think Oswaldo's been like a 740, 750 OPS guy the last 30 games. He's offering a lot more at the plate right now than Volpe is going forward. So heading into the postseason, when Juan Soto's being pitched around, when Aaron Judge is being pitched around, if Stanton makes an out or Jazz or Dominguez and Volpe's coming up with the runners on base, those are going to be moments he has to come through.
No doubt.
So in my opinion, Oswaldo's the better bat in those situations, and I would take the little bit less defense to trade for the offense for the bottom of the order, but I mean, the Yankees are not going to do that. But it was interesting to see them pinch hit for Volpe there. Definitely caught my attention and some other folks as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I just wonder, too, if the Yankees are facing maybe a hard-throwing, tough right-hander in the postseason, if they would start Oswaldo at shortstop over Anthony Volpe. It's just interesting to me that, if we're starting to see a guy like Volpe, maybe, I know it's one time and it could be, Boone's probably going to play it to a situational type thing because, somebody's going to ask him and he'll bring up the numbers with Munoz. He's tough on righty, so he felt that was the best thing. That's why he did it with Trevino. And he can make an easy excuse there to not make it about Volpe. But let's be honest, if Volpe was hitting well, he's obviously not going to pinch hit there. If he's the guy that they believed he could be, he's probably not going to pinch hit there. And he was a topic of today's Game Season Live quite a bit, as a lot of fans are, they're basically on, well, he's a bust. This kid's, he's a bust. From what we're seeing now, that's what he is. And it's a fair assessment. One of the main concerns I had with the Yankees for years is that they are allowing something like this to happen because of all the players they passed on, one, but also they always made it about Volpe when they did. They never just simply said, nah, it's not the player that we need. We don't value him the same way. Whatever you can make an excuse. Their answer typically was always, well, we like Anthony Volpe, or we like our young shortstops that we have coming up. So it sucks that he's playing the way he is. And I'm right there with you, Johnny. Look, I don't give a shit that he's Italian. I don't give a shit that he's from Jersey. I don't give a shit that he sits down and eats chicken parmesan like everybody else in America does every now and then. I really don't care about that stuff. The fact of the matter is, I want Anthony Volpe to perform on the field, and he's not. Somebody asked me today, he goes, Pete, but didn't you want him to hit over 240? I said, yeah, I wanted to hit over 240, but you didn't think the power was going to die and that he still can't get on base. I mean, if he still had 20-something homers right now, you look at his year a lot different. The fact of the matter is that the guy's not even hitting for power, and he doesn't get on base. He doesn't walk a lot, so there's certainly a shit ton of negatives still there. And I think the easiest way to see it is he's a below-average shortstop offensively, and that's all you got to say.
100%. And I mean, we're talking about our roundtable at the beginning of the season. Obviously, we all wanted to see that improvement in the OPS, which he has done, but it's kind of one of those situations where if you look at the other shortstops that are about his age elsewhere, they're hitting much better and they've taken that leap where Volpe hasn't. So, okay, what's the reason behind that? Is that a Yankee system thing? Is it an organizational thing? Is it a hitting coach thing? Is it a confidence thing? Is he starting to feel the pressure of needing to be a better offensive player as the criticism gets a little bit louder? Who knows? Or maybe he's just not the offensive player they hyped him up to be. If you look at some of the
splits are nuts right now.
They're unbelievable. And if you look,
God.
Yeah, they're terrible. I mean, last year his OPS was 666. It's worse this year.
Yeah.
It's 659. There was no improvement in the OPS. So I don't know why I thought his OPS was lower last year, but man, it's lower this year than it was last year. So
it's because he had the homers last year. This year he doesn't have that. But
people are going to talk about they're going to talk about sophomore slump, but you can't sophomore slump when your rookie year was kind of a slump too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like,
great point. That's a great point.
I mean, if he doesn't take the next step next season, oh my God. I mean, we're talking
bad. Yeah.
We're talking thinking about different options as shortstop for the future there, because the guy, sure, he fields great, but you could, for what you passed up to give Volpe this free run, you could have had much better players on this team. You could have had a lesser defender with more offense. If everyone was cool with the defense first, shortstop with little offense, you could have signed Anderson Simmons and traded Volpe for a great starting pitcher or a Matt Olson deal or something like that. So there's for what they passed on to give this guy this run, he has to pan out. And if he doesn't, I mean, we all know the Yankees are arrogant and they're conceited and their ego is massive, and they're not going to quit on this kid for, I think it's going to take until year 5. Personally, they're going to give him so much run.
They'll give him, he'll get the longest leash you ever seen.
As long as they're still in place, they're going to give him
just giving up on him. No way in hell. I don't see that happening. But I'm just, I haven't. It's been a long time since I looked at his page and I said, let me just see what the splits are. I knew they were bad. To think it's this bad is actually wild. He got And it's longer than this, but as of right now, his last 30 games, he hasn't homered. 106 at-bats. It goes further back than that. I just wonder when the last time was that he actually hit a home run. But that's got to be one of the longest streaks in baseball right now. His last 15 games hitting 154 and a 167 on-base percentage, a 154 slugging. You even go back to the last 30, 257 on-base percentage, 264 slugging. This is a guy right now that you just got to hope he gets a base hit every now and then. And that's the only thing he can really provide you with. And another player, too, that has looked good defensively since he's come back is Anthony Rizzo. But
Yeah.
Anthony Rizzo is supposed to be our first baseman. I'm sorry. When I see him bat, I don't see no pop. I don't see no pop in Anthony Rizzo's bat right now. And that's something I'm also a little concerned about when it comes to Rizzo. The defense has looked solid. He saved a couple of errors from Jazz the other day. And he's getting some base hits every now and then, but this is a first baseman who needs to provide power, a little bit of power at least. And this man has done nothing. He hasn't homered since he came back. So I could almost take it over under if he even homers the rest of this year. I almost feel like it's almost safe to say he won't. I know that sounds nuts, but it's like I see the swing and I'm like, I don't see it unless he gets lucky in right field.
He's pretty much become a slap hitter, honestly.
That's what it feels like, yeah.
He's choking up on the bat, and he's just trying to put the ball in play, and he smacked a couple singles yesterday. He's finding barrel a little bit more consistently, but like you said, the power is just not there. And for a guy that big, he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
And he's a big swinger. He loves to pull homers on fastballs inside, off-speed stuff inside. He's just not doing it right now. And
not at all.
Since his concussion situation, he hasn't been a power guy really. So it's kind of hard to expect him to be that again until he shows that he can be. I said the other day on Twitter, we have a gaping hole offensively at first base. All I need him to do is field the ball, pick those throws out of from the infield, make the plays at first base in the playoffs, and we'll see what he's got left in 2025. But for what he is right now, he's a punching Judy, really. He's a slap hitter. He's a singles guy. There's really no threat for power there, especially going into the playoffs when you're facing some of the best pitching in all of baseball.
That's
I don't expect it. Yeah, we got a few more series here left, and he's going to be facing top end pitching. I don't expect him to find his power stroke during the playoffs when he's facing top end stuff. So it's frustrating to have guys like Volpe and Rizzo who are almost, I wouldn't call Rizzo an automatic out right now because of the singles he's been slapping like yesterday.
Yeah.
He can flip a single out there, which is fine. Totally fine if you can flip the order, lower order, have Rizzo get that single, get back to the top of the order and get things moving like that. Awesome. But if you've got a Volpe and a Trevino and a Rizzo as the bottom of your order, sometimes that's a huge power outage down there.
Facts.
The other team, all they really have to worry about is singles, station to station. Trevino and Rizzo are not that athletic. So bottom of the order is going to be a problem. You just hope the middle of the order stands up during the postseason when you have probable situations where Judge and Soto are going to be pitched around, intentionally walked, whatever. They're not going to come at those guys if the order after him is not coming through. So we really got to rely on Stanton, Dominguez, Wells, and Jazz to really come through and make teams pay for pitching around their best guys. But Rizzo, Trevino, Volpe, I'm really not expecting anything other than their defense at this point.
Facts. It's absolutely crazy. But Rich Squires with the super chat says Father Time has caught up with Rizzo. Hey, catches up with everybody, so we'll see. But let's get to our champ of the chat and let's get right in to voicemails. Today's champ of the chat is the one and only Crackle Nuts.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
So I gotta tell you what Crackle Nuts said because you're gonna like this. So have you met Crackle Nuts?
Yeah, I met him.
You met Crackle Nuts. So Crackle Nuts, everybody knows, big dude. We love Crackle Nuts, man. He said this directly. He said he got invited to a Diddy party, but Diddy did not have enough baby oil for him. That's wild, bro. That is wild. So Crackle Nuts, you are the champ of the chat.
You might be getting a call from the FBI if you've been a part of any of those Diddy parties, man. You better be careful.
Facts. Crackle, if I see you getting arrested on TV, we got a problem, brother. We got to talk. We got to talk.
There ain't
But
no baby oil in prison.
there's no baby oil at all in prison, so I feel bad for you, Crackle. But let's go ahead and get into the first voicemail of the day. It's from Kyle Millay.
Kyle Millay here.
Yo!
Well, that was a sucky loss, but hey, I care that they lost, but not really. I'm just glad Soto's okay.
Facts.
Hopefully after adrenaline wears off, he doesn't hurt even more. Hopefully they can ice his knee and he can play tomorrow. But I'm just glad he was able to stay in the game. And, well, we won the series, but let's go on to Oakland and sweep the A's. Let's all have a good night and go Yankees. Let's go win this division and go win the World Series, baby. NYY to the moon.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Kyle Millay. I appreciate you, my guy. And the funny thing is, today's game was so shitty. This is like the least amount of voicemails that we've had in a post game for like the longest time. And I
think everyone's content after the celebration last night. They only lost by 1 today, so I don't think anyone's really pissed off. But
question for you: so we had some people in the chat who had a major problem with that. What's your thoughts? I didn't care, to be honest. I'm just like, all right, I get it. I get why some people's like, but get the division and then do it. I get it. I do. I understand. But I'm not beating the Yankees up about that, in my opinion.
Yeah, at first I was like, maybe I just don't pay enough attention, but I don't remember champagne parties after just clinching a postseason spot. But
I think they did it a few years ago, too, if I remember.
I heard something about, like, Judge will make the decision whether they celebrate or not.
Yeah.
Something like that. And in my opinion, when you go get Juan Soto and you've got the players that you do, the playoffs is a given. There was no doubt in my mind they were making the playoffs. It was just whether it was going to be the division and the wild card. I don't know about anyone else, but they're like, oh, we missed the playoffs last year. Oh, Judge kicked the fucking wall. Like, that's why they missed the playoffs. But, I mean, this year...
He got that toe. He'll be all right.
I mean, there was never a doubt, even in the preseason, that they're going to make the playoffs for me. So I was like, oh, everyone's like, oh, we made the playoffs. I'm like, did you expect anything differently? Like, have you been watching? Like, they're going to make the playoffs, but the division is the real question. So I was like, well, they're going to celebrate. They celebrate yesterday, and then probably in a few more days, they're going to celebrate again. I was like, do you just do one big celebration after you win the division, or do you do two of them? And then if you win the LDS, it'll be like 3 in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So I'm like, man, that's a lot of celebrating. But I mean, I don't really have a hot take on that. I mean, if they celebrate, cool. If they don't, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm going out there to make a video about. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I gotta get my voice ahead of this one because I don't like it. Would I rather look, here's the way I see it. I want to see them celebrate for the World Series. Other than that, the other ones I really don't give a shit about. Like, it's cute, don't get me wrong. It's nice to see a celebration. The only celebration that I'm gonna sit down and I want to see, like, I didn't watch all the clips. A lot of people were posting the Soto dance and stuff. Cute. I like all that. I'm happy to have a good time. But at the end of the day, the only thing that I really worry about is the Yankees celebrating number 28. That's the only thing that's going to catch my attention, because everything else to me, it's like you said, it's just another step. It's another step, and that's it. So
yeah. I mean, like you said, I don't really have a hot take about that or anything like that. But yeah, the playoffs should have been a given. There was no question in why, to me. But
I agree.
But yeah, now we got the House of Horrors in Oakland. Some really weird shit goes on there.
Please, the A's gotta you gotta win 2. Gotta at least win 2.
The A's are hitting right now too. That dude Butler can rake. You got what's his face in the back of the bullpen. Rooker get hit. Mason Miller, there you go. That's his name, right? I think.
Is he back?
No.
Is Miller back?
Is it Mason Miller? Yeah. He just pitched the other day.
Yeah, Mason Miller, the dominating closer, the psychopath that throws 112.
Yeah, he's filthy. I mean, this A series is not going to be a layup. This is not going to be a sweep. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I'll take 2 out of 3. Man, I really wish I could go, but yeah, it's not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, these 2 out of 3 is totally fine with me, and then just keep on winning ball games that are within reach. I mean, it sucks they didn't get this one today. But tough first inning. After the tough first inning, they played a pretty good game.
They did.
So it's not like
they pitched really well. Unfortunately, they had a ton of chances to score in this game. If you remember, you go back. Dominguez gets thrown out at home. I don't think they should have sent him there. The ball was smacked to right field. It was a bullet to right. So they took the risk early in the game. Understandable. Doesn't pay off. And that fucking Stanton at bat, man. The Stanton at bat was absolute shit. When Dominguez got a single, Rizzo gets a single. They got first and second. Trevino couldn't lay a damn bunt down that inning. Volpe strikes out on 3 pitches. Stanton even in one opportunity, I forgot what it was, but just couldn't put the ball in play. They had what? I think it was first and third. They had 1 out, and he struck out on horrible pitches. I mean, just had to put the ball in play. Couldn't do it. But those are things that concern me in the postseason. I'll be honest.
With Stanton getting such inconsistent playing time, he didn't play the first 2 games of the season.
True, that's right.
I mean, I don't understand what they're doing with that. You got to get the guy in there and get him to see pitches and get him in the groove and get him hot, because we know when Stanton gets hot, he's a terror.
Yeah.
And the playoffs are starting in what, a week and a half or so. I mean, we're going to have some time off.
That he was off. What was he off? 3 games? 3 in a row?
I mean, you had the off day, and then you had the first 2 games of the series. So I mean, if he's not getting consistent ABs, I find it hard for anyone to expect him to be who we think he's going to be in the playoffs, because he's not getting ABs. But I don't know what they're thinking is that. I mean, we got Soto, Judge, you got Dominguez, you got Verdugo, you got Stanton. So you got a group of guys who someone's going to have to be the odd man out. And it seems like against tough right-handed pitching, first 2 games of this series, they decided Stanton was going to be that odd man out, which is puzzling, because playoff Stanton is a thing and you kind of want to get the guy rolling. But they said, he's facing some tough righties first 2 games, and then they let him face Gilbert game 3, who's arguably one of the better right-handers of that group, throwing 98 mile an hour fastballs and splitties all the time. So I don't really understand the thinking there. So we'll see how it plays out going forward. I don't know if Stanton's going to be platooned going forward, but we'll see. I mean, he's a guy we're going to need in the middle of the order after Judge and Soto in the playoffs. So we'll see if he can find his groove.
Definitely, he's also been a guy that has stepped up in the postseason when a lot of other guys haven't. So you gotta get him hot before that. Let's get to the 2 more voicemails we have, then we're gonna wrap up.
Pete, Johnny, Uncle Dom
here.
Fam, everybody out there, love you guys.
What is up?
Pete, listen, 2 out of 3. When you score 4 runs in 2 days, you should be very lucky that it was that, but unfortunately couldn't pull it out.
Yeah.
You know what they got to do, Pete? They got to let themselves go a little more. Well, baby, I'm going to teach you what love's all about tonight.
Oh, my God.
Trust me, honey.
Listen to the voice piece on this, man.
Get him, Dom.
Oh, yeah. Just do like I do. There is nothing to it. Listen to me, baby. Anybody can do it. All you gotta do is just let yourself go.
Hey,
so
get this man a gig.
Go. Let's win the division. Let's fucking go.
I love Uncle Dom. We met Uncle Dom at the event.
Oh,
great
man,
guy.
I wish.
Great fucking guy, man. Oh, you'll meet Uncle Dom. He's
Next
not
spring I'll be there. Next spring I'll be there.
He told me flat out, he's like, look, I am not missing anything that we ever do again. So I'm not concerned with that. But let's get to our last one. Another guy I met, my good friend, Rara. Let's go.
What's up, Pete? What's up, J-Ra?
My brother.
Johnny.
What is up?
My little guy is getting beat up here. Volpe he's doing bad, but I think he's going to be all right. We got to give the little kid a little chance. Remember, he didn't play no AAA ball. And they just brought him straight up to the major leagues.
True.
He played last year. He didn't know these pitchers. You got to get to know these players and feel them out. I'm giving him to next year. I think he's going to do good.
It's fair.
That's my guy. In the playoff, I hope he blows up. I got a feeling he's going to do his thing because he had not a good couple of months. It's been up and down. I'm being honest. He knows it. Everybody else knows it, But I just hope he gets out of this fucking slump because the kid is good, man. He could be the Yankee shortstop. They just got to stop putting so much pressure on him and just let the kid just play ball. It doesn't depend on him if we win or lose. You know what I mean? If it does, then we're in trouble. I'm just being honest because that kid ready to handle. He's not Jeter. Even Jeter, he had help. Let's be honest, But anyway, Pete, keep doing your thing. Hopefully I see you on the 7th. Most likely I'll be there.
You better be there.
And let's just have a good time. Let's go Yankees.
You better be there, my brother. And look, the Yankees, forget what we think. The Yankees are going to give him time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
He's going to get plenty of reps.
He's going to get plenty of reps. So if
I
Anthony
mean,
Volpe
he's
comes
had over
back,
600 at bats this year.
No, he's had a lot.
It's
He
an
has
enormous sample size.
It's a huge sample size.
And
I
he
think
is worse than last year. I mean,
facts. There's no
you
doubt
look at
about
Zach
that.
Neto, you look at Ezekiel Tovar, you look at some of these other CJ Abrams, you look at some of the other same age shortstops, kind of in that 23, 24-year-old range. Compared to him, those guys are hitting and he's not. And you could say, oh, well, Volpe's tremendously better on defense. He was not hyped as the defense only guy that he is right now.
That's true.
There was home run videos. There was ripping doubles in the gaps. There was stealing bases. There was, he could steal 40 bags. He could hit 30, 40 doubles. He could hit 20 homers. Like, this was hyped as an offensive player. So don't get it twisted about defense first as the kind of guy he's always been.
No, that's the
compared
Yankees
to some of his peers. Like, moving the guy, like this stuff on Twitter and stuff has to stop. This guy was hyped as an offensive player at shortstop who could also play some. If anything, his arm was the downside to him, and his defense was being slighted because they said Peraza was the better defensive shortstop. Correct. So if you're going to pitch me this narrative about Volpe's always been a defense first guy, and he's going to be this Gold Glove guy who's not going to hit much, and you just got that has never been the narrative from day one. So stop moving the goalposts. Expect this guy to hit because he needs to hit, man. We passed on Corey Seager. We passed on a lot of good deals to keep this guy and give him this opportunity at short. And so far, he's not contributing. But like Rara said, if it's coming down to Volpe needing to be the guy to come through for this lineup, something went really wrong. So that's a good point. But we got to get more out of him, man. League average right now is a 712, 713 OPS. Right now, he's in the 650s. Yeah. That is awful. Really, really bad there. And he's taking a step back offensively with more experience.
No doubt.
That's what's troubling. Doubt about it. That's what's getting people a little, I don't know what's going on here. So the dialogue is definitely warranted for how bad he's been offensively.
No doubt.
But
the concern is legit. And this is going to happen. Look, this is going to happen with every Yankee player, every Yankee prospect. They come up here and they're hyped and they struggle. That's like somebody saying, Jason Dominguez plays next year and Jason Dominguez is hitting 241 with a 700 OPS. Everybody's going to look around and be like, this wasn't the fucking guy that we talked about. Like, Yankee fan, this is who Yankee fans are. And this is something that's funny that as I am kind of, as NYU is growing in the community and we're getting more connections and we're hearing more about things with players and stuff like that, the one thing I talk about when people talk to me about, if you sit down and talk with these guys, I'm always going to tell them, I think some of you guys need to understand where the fans are coming from. Like, that's, to me, is the big thing. The fans only see what the results are. The fans only see what is in front of them. And I could sit here all day and go, Anthony Volpe has been bad. He's been bad. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, but the Gold Glove. But as Johnny said, that's you guys moving the goalpost away from offense, which was never the case. That is you guys. You did it with Gary Sanchez. Yeah, but there's not many really good offensive catchers. Yep. Yeah, but what happened to the MVP conversation? What happened to the Yankee Mike Piazza? What happened to all that? That all disappeared, and all of a sudden it was, compared to his peers, he's okay. Bullshit. Yeah, that's never how it was hyped.
And there's been, countless prospects we can go up and down the list
Volpe's not the only one.
Have flopped.
Right.
So
that's right.
Yankee fans have this kind of PTSD with prospects.
Bingo.
Because a lot of them haven't panned out. Sure, a few of them have. Luis Gil looks good. There's a few other. Wells is hitting pretty well. So there are a few that can. Dominguez has been hitting pretty good these last couple of games. So there are some that do scratch the surface and make an impact. But there's a long list of guys that didn't, that had a lot of hype. So a little bit of PTSD there. Clark Schmidt was a top prospect at one point, and he's been really good. So there is a little bit of PTSD there. So, I mean, people being a little concerned about Volpe is definitely fine. I mean, how could I forget Aaron Judge? But that guy's a freak. Facts. Like that's not like a guy that was developed by the Yankee system. And the guy has been a great offensive juggernaut since he was in high school. Like it's not even a debate. But
I tell you what, something that Ra said is very important. Anthony Volpe has a chance to make every Yankee fan forget this year, and that is him being extremely productive in the postseason.
Right.
If Anthony Volpe somehow found it, or just somehow, whatever it is, has a very strong postseason, nobody's going to sit there and look at last year and go, fuck. Everybody's mindset is going to be, that's the guy we're going to see next year, we hope.
Right.
That's the guy. Look what he could do in the postseason.
I
If
mean,
he's able to, it's almost like
it's
a
a great
second
point.
season within the season. So
how long
it's a
did Aaron
reset.
Hicks live off of that home run in the playoffs against the Astros?
That's right. That's
the guy,
right.
every
For
time
a
you
long
criticize
time.
Aaron Hicks for being awful, what about the home run against the Astros in the playoffs? I mean, that's where legends are made. Aaron Boone is the
Correct.
manager right now because of the home run he hit against Tim Wakefield. So
Facts.
it's very true. You can erase a lot of demons with the fan base by being great in October. So we'll see if he can do that. Kev Boogie, I saw your comments. I'm going to be sitting with you guys in the Audi Club in the spring.
Let's go.
Drinking 30 beers, but I can't have you fall asleep in the car afterwards, man. I just can't have
no
it.
fall.
I
He
can't
fell
have
asleep.
it.
He fell asleep at this event.
I'm just messing.
Well, he did. He actually fell asleep in the 7th inning at his chair. I'm like, Kev, I don't know if you got that disease, bro. Or you like knock out wherever the hell it is.
Maybe he just doesn't drink that
is.
much. I don't know. I get it. I get it.
I don't know. My man KO. They got pictures of him out there. Everybody was taking pictures with his lifeless body.
No, that's my guy though. That's my
107.
guy. I can't give my guy too much shit, man.
I love my guy Kev Boogie, but
we're gonna be there. But yeah,
March 29th, opening day weekend, baby. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, man. Sorry to those of you who are asking. I mean, I have a very up and down work schedule sometimes, and for whatever reason, usually during the fall things slow down a little bit, but for some reason it just kind of bombarded me a little bit, so I couldn't make that. Really going to try hard for the ALDS event. Looking unlikely, but I'm going to try to see what I could do. So a lot depends on what happens for me this weekend, but I'll keep everyone posted. And by the way, my John Lasagna account is locked because of some stupid bullshit last night. So if you're messaging me or if you're tagging me on there and I'm not responding, I'm not being a dickhead. I can't get in there. But Luke Lasagna, look for him. That's my backup. That's my feeble little backup account.
Well,
so,
the funniest thing, a matter of fact, let me just let everybody know what it is. So if you guys wanna find Johnny now, just type in @not J Lasagna 43.
It's a really unwell kept secret. So
it's very, very tough to figure out who that person is.
I didn't even do anything wrong.
43.
Like my phone, I got an iPhone 12. It's old. All right, it's been 4 years. I use the thing a lot for work. The thing is on its last legs. I'm using a crippled ass phone. I ordered the iPhone 16. It'll be here at the end of the month. But this fucking thing, my text messages app wasn't opening. Twitter wasn't opening. Nothing was opening. So I go on my desktop. I try to log into Twitter, and they send me this code to my text, and I can't open the damn app. So I asked for another one. Maybe my app's messed up. Maybe they didn't send me one, whatever. I guess I hit send code too many times. It locked my fucking account, and I can't get back on it. So it might be 24 hours, maybe a few days, maybe it'll be Monday. Who the hell knows? But I'll be on Luke's Lasagna in the meantime. So yeah, Crackle City reported me. I'm coming for you in all your baby oil. I'm gonna keep the receipts on this one.
Yo, I might have to put Luke's Lasagna in our group chat so you can see,
throw him in there, man.
We were all talking a lot of shit about you when
and it happened right before Clay Holmes gave up the fucking homer last night. I wanted to go fucking crazy like I always do, and Clay Holmes blows his shit because I don't understand why they keep giving the guy chances. I don't get it. But my head was about to explode and I had no outlet. So very unfortunate timing by Elon Musk. If Elon Musk wants the cage match, just like he wanted, Zuckerberg, cage match for my account to be unlocked. If I got to do what I got to do. So
I want to see that. I would love
trying to explore all avenues of
he's
being
like a judo specialist. You got to be careful with those judo throws.
I thought that was Zuckerberg, wasn't it?
No, I think it's Musk too. Zuckerberg's like a big MMA guy, Brazilian jiu-jitsu stuff, but apparently I think it's either that or Sambo. It's one of those that Elon does. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows, but it's one of those. It's judo or Sambo, one of those that he does.
Sambo's no joke. In my old gym, there was a Sambo expert in there, and that guy was a dangerous man. So
yeah, like you do a lot of like the hip throws and
hit him with a Cybertruck or something to get him to unlock my shit.
Yeah,
but
that's it. If you get him with that, then you'll be good to go. DJ Steele says thoughts on maybe a rematch of Astros Yanks ALCS.
It's very possible.
Breathe in. The first thing I just did was breathing heavy because just hearing that right there, doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't piss me off, but a
lot of bad memories.
There's a lot of bad memories there. And like, I could never want to call a game season this year and then like the Yankees get eliminated by those fucks. That's not what I want to see. So we'll see. But
if it happens though, I'm not sticking my foot in my mouth. I'm not going to jinx us, but I have a little bit more confidence because we have won 7 straight regular season matchups against them.
Yeah.
So I know the regular season is different than the playoffs, and that place is a madhouse during the playoffs, and that stupid fucking train after the home runs. I still hear it in my sleep after Altuve took Chapman deep. God, it's awful. It's even worse in person. It's really, really bad. But I have a little bit more confidence this time around. Maybe I'm just being a weirdo, but if we avoid them altogether, cool. I don't care. I mean, everyone's like, it just won't feel right unless we beat the Astros to get to the World Series, blah, blah. I don't give a shit, dude.
I don't give a shit how we get
Give
to the
me
World
all
Series.
the cream puffs.
I don't care.
I want to hoist that damn trophy. I want 28. I don't care who the hell
I
we
don't
beat.
give a shit how we get there.
We could beat the team that won the Little League World Series to get there for all I care. I don't give a shit.
I'll be happy to play the team that won the Little League World Series. DJ Steele says, Crackle's good at karate. His best move is a pork chop.
Ooh.
Damn. Hey, yo. But Crackle lets you on the champ of the chat today, so you already won, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter what Steele tries to say. Guys, 8:30, NYYST is live at 8:30. Like I told you guys, I will be working on getting all these vlogs out that we're working on. We got NYYU on site with Victor Sports. That is coming out probably early next week, if not this weekend. So depending on when I finish. And it takes me a while to finish. Hey, yo, okay?
Hey,
and then,
that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing, exactly. And the other thing we have working on is the NYYU Day vlog. So once we get all that taken care of, guys, all of it's going to be out to you all. And that's it. Jira
just said, damn, with all the side.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Take it easy over here, chat. It's not
may
that late
or may
yet.
not be able to confirm. I don't know.
She's not confirming. I'll tell you what. I hope she doesn't confirm.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Oh, we're pleading the fifth over here. With that being said, guys, we are out. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys at 8:30 for NYYST. Peace, guys. Catch you later.
Steels will be there.
I'll be there, baby.
Top 10 radar. Yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show them run the numbers up. Lucky that I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like Willie. Yeah, feel the devil's up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on their radar. Top 10 radar.